Hi, welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm your host, Justin Riley. Stick with us today because we've got a great show with some fantastic local food. We're going to be joined by Freiburg Gastropub. They're going to show their Bavarian pretzel. It's delicious. Plus, we'll stop in and visit Robert Bishop over at Blown Smoke Barbecue and coconut custard with the Cheese Factory restaurant. It's all coming up right here on the Restaurant Show, where we stop by the best restaurants in town so you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to eat coming up on the Restaurant Show. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Having an impressive display like this on our show can only mean one thing. I'm standing next to Sage and Lily from the Cheese Factory restaurant. Welcome, ladies. How are you today?
Hi, Justin.
Good. So, coconut custard is the thing that we're doing today.
Yes.
So, talk to us a little bit about that and how the item can be used.
Yes. Well, we basically brought in a bunch of our menu items that we serve for brunch. And the coconut custard serves as one of the big features on all of our brunch items. So we're going to begin with heating up some coconut milk, which Lily is doing right now.
Okay.
And then she's going to add to the hot coconut milk a mixture of cold coconut milk with organic cornstarch, which we're going to use to thicken up the coconut.
Interesting.
And we use organic cornstarch because it's non-GMO,
Sure.
and all of our food is non-GMO.
Good to know. So, what is the benefit of pouring the cold into the warm? How does that affect it?
The cornstarch does not dissolve very well in hot liquids. It clumps.
Sure.
So you dissolve it first in a cold liquid,
Okay.
and then you add it to your hot,
Oh.
and then it starts to thicken.
That's a little bit counterintuitive. Normally you add that stuff to the hot, don't you?
Just be quiet. We're just going to continue.
I only
with
host the show.
We're just going to continue with making the recipe. So now we're going to go with some organic sugar and a little bit of salt.
Okay.
And then she's going to add some vanilla and almond extract.
Okay.
And bingo, that's it.
Wow, all
coconut custard. It's going to start to thicken, and then we're going to cool it down.
Okay.
And we're going to end up with something that looks like this.
That's cool.
And tastes fantastic. We're going to get you to taste it
All
before
right.
we move on to the next step. How is that?
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that good?
It's kind of like a pudding.
Yeah, coconut custard.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, and
right.
so these are the ways that at the restaurant we offer the coconut custard. These are some plant-based vegan pancakes with real maple syrup, and you can serve that up with some coconut custard and some sliced bananas. Delish.
Yeah.
The next way to serve it is on a fruit plate. Fresh fruit, maple crusted walnuts, coconut custard, amazing.
Yeah, I'd
And then
say.
over here, we have our fresh baked scones with cranberries, orange, and fresh ginger, coconut custard, fresh fruit, fantastic. And then down over here, we've got our what we call our Schnecken, which is kind of an Austrian version of our cinnamon bun
Okay.
with maple crusted walnuts. And you can have that with coconut custard or just by itself. These are all dishes that we serve for brunch at the Cheese Factory.
And what does Schnecken mean?
It means snail in Austrian, I believe.
That's clever.
I hope I'm not wrong. Is that right?
Yeah,
Good.
that's
Okay.
Because if I'm wrong, I know I'm going to be hearing about it. And then over here, last but not least, this is our Linzer tort. Again, a very traditional Austrian pastry. The crust is made from almond meal, and the filling is raspberry jam. And I want you to reach over there and
You
grab
bet.
a little bite with some of that coconut custard and tell me how you like it.
Twisted my arm here. So
I know.
typically, do people cut a piece and then just dip it?
However you want to do it is okay by me.
All right. We're going to cut a piece.
Dip it, or you can.
And I left most of the piece in the coconut
It's
custard.
kind of easier if you put a little custard on the pie, but
Maybe I should
that's
do that.
okay. Yay! Tasty, huh?
You know what I'm liking most about this coconut custard is that, like, whipped cream tends to leave like a sticky aftertaste in my mouth. This doesn't do that.
That's right.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's all clean, organic, non-GMO, wonderful ingredients. And then the last thing we're going to demonstrate here is what we call tutti frutti. Again, it's a brunch item, and we're going to use our homemade cornbread, and we're going to top it with some of the coconut custard.
Okay.
just like that. You can do this at home, it's easy peasy. All these recipes are in our cookbook. The cornbread is in our cookbook, the coconut custard. There's our cookbook. It's available at the restaurant or on Amazon.
Awesome.
A little coconut, more coconut here.
Very good.
Then we have here a mixture that we pre-made. It's got raisins, pineapple, apricots, grapes, and bananas. And there you go, and that's our Tutti Frutti, and we're going to top that with some of these maple crusted walnuts, which I want you to check out too, by the way. They're fabulous. Here, try one of these.
Oh yeah, you bet. Maple crusted walnuts.
Maple crusted walnuts.
Yeah.
And there
You
you
just
go.
keep going, I'll
There's
just
the
keep
Tutti
eating here.
Yeah. So that's the Tutti Frutti. I hope we're getting a shot of all of these lovely little dishes that we serve at the Cheese Factory.
Absolutely.
And I have some news. The Cheese Factory restaurant is going to be moving at the end of this summer. We're going to be relocating to Baraboo, where we have this nice little cafe space that we're going to be renaming the No Regrets Cafe. So we will be from the Cheese Factory restaurant becoming the No Regrets Cafe, and that will be happening after the summer. All the information will be on our website, and we'll talk more about it on the next show.
You guys are very prepared. You're thinking ahead, which is great. That's awesome. So, well,
Well,
thanks.
somebody has to.
Somebody's got to do it, right? Well, this is amazing. Can I try some of that?
Yes. Yeah.
This is the Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti. Now, keep in mind the cornbread, when we serve it at the Cheese Factory, is warm because we grill it.
Sure.
And right here for the show, it's not warm, so it's much better when it's warm, grilled with butter, which is how we do it. Vegan butter, of course. And then you have all that combination of the custard, the fresh fruit, the cornbread, and it's really...
But that's delicious, just as is, too.
Yum-alicious. Yep, all the food is great. We invite you all to come and check us out. You won't be disappointed.
You won't regret it.
You won't regret it, exactly.
Sage and Lily from Cheese Factory Restaurant, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Don't go away, there's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, we'll stop by Blow & Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. I'm so excited to have our next guest with us because there's a little taste of Kansas City right here in Dane County. This is Robert Bishop from Blow & Smoke Barbecue here in Wanakee, and we are on location. Thanks for having us here,
Well,
Robert.
thanks for coming out.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to come up here. I mean, you know, whether, we film this obviously outside of normal business hours, but it always still smells so good in here all the time.
Good.
So we're excited about that. So what are we making today?
This is a beef brisket.
Okay.
We're gonna trim this up. We use it for a few different things. This is the flat end.
Okay.
You can tell it's flat. This is called the point end.
Okay.
A lot fattier on the point end.
Sure.
More lean on the.
Sure, on the flat end.
Yep.
So we're gonna
I'm gonna trim some fat out of here.
kind of see this process from beginning.
Start to finish.
From
Yep.
start to finish. Okay. So tell us a little bit about brisket. I mean, what part of the cow does that come from?
This comes off the chest plate of
Okay.
the cow. It's very tough.
Yeah.
It used to be considered just a crappy piece of meat.
Really?
But then people figured out how to cook it, and it's delicious.
Okay. And kind of going off of that, we talked a little bit before the show started about pricing.
Yep.
And at one point, this used to be a very cheap cut of meat that you could get, but that's not so anymore. Can you tell us about how that's changed?
Back in the day, you used to get this 10 or 15 years ago back in Kansas City, 69, 99 cents a pound.
Wow.
Now we're talking $2.50, almost $3 a pound up here.
Wow.
But like I say, it's because everybody's figured out how to cook it proper, and of course,
Right.
that's the way things go.
Right. And it looks like you're cutting a lot of the fat off.
A lot of the fat off of the point end.
You're still paying $3 a pound for the fat.
Exactly. the point end has a lot of fat in it, so you don't really need much on the outside.
Okay.
The flat end, I'll leave that fat on there because it's a little leaner.
Okay.
That'll just kind of cook on through, keep it moist during the cooking process.
Okay, cool. So then you're gonna are you cutting slices now? Is that kind
Well,
of what we're doing?
this is my flat end. I'll
That's your
cook
flat end,
this.
okay.
I'll smoke this only for about 6 or 7 hours
Okay.
because otherwise it'll start drying up a little bit.
And you smoke all your own meat here?
Oh yeah, yep.
And that's
all
out back, I'm
smoking.
assuming?
Pardon?
You smoke that out back?
Right here in the kitchen.
Right
yep.
here in the kitchen?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Heard of a lot of people having like those outdoor smokehouses, you know, that
Yep.
people can get at their homes and stuff, but you do it right here in the kitchen.
Yep.
Okay. So talk to us a little bit about some of the catering that you do, because I know you do some catering. You've got a I don't know if it's a truck or a trailer that you have here.
I have a vending cart that
Yeah.
I didn't actually get it out much last year. We're just short-staffed and very busy.
So busy here. That's a good
Yeah.
problem to have, I
we
suppose.
do. We've already about half booked for the summer for weddings.
Wow.
Yeah, barbecue for weddings is great. All the sauce on the side, so
Yeah.
don't have to worry about too much of a mess.
That's right. I remember that's something that you usually do is you like to have the sauce on the side, which is
Yeah, I want people to taste the smoke flavor and the dry rubs.
Sure, yeah.
Now this part right here is going to be burnt ends. See
Okay.
all that extra little fat in there?
All
And
right.
after about 14 hours, all that'll cook out of there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pretty much, and it'll just be juicy, extremely flavorful meat.
Okay.
And then
Well,
this-
you got my attention. So.
This we'll use for beef dinner.
Okay. All right.
So we'll just rub her up here real quick.
And can you tell us what's in the rub, Robert?
Well, it's just a combination of spices: brown sugar,
Okay.
a little seasoned salt, garlic powder,
Okay.
various things.
I was just kind of half teasing you. I didn't know
Right.
if you wanted to give your
I'll
secret
give out a
away,
few
so.
tips there. I don't mind
All
tips.
right. All right. And you've won some awards. I mean, this is all award-winning stuff. Can you talk
Yep.
to us about some of the awards that you've won?
We won some big contests. We won 2 grand championships,
Okay.
which doesn't seem like much, but when you have to rely on 24 different people liking your food all in one day,
Right.
it's a toughie.
I bet.
And
Yeah.
it's just
24 people, 24 different judges. Is
yeah.
that
You'll
kinda how
get
that-
6 judges will try your ribs, 6 will try your pork, 6 will try your beef.
Wow.
But
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
So we're kind of getting a taste of the process here. And so you just, how long does that rub have to be on there?
I
before you
marinate
start
it for a
smoking?
day.
A full day, and
Yep.
then you smoke it after
Yep.
the day. Wow. Okay.
During competitions, they just give you maybe 12 hours because you've got to be raw when you check in. Then you can do your thing. So, but here at the restaurant, I like to go a little longer.
Sure. Yeah. So you have to check in. You check
Yep.
your raw meat in.
They check it in, they weigh it,
Okay.
they make sure everything's. It's a very well-run contest. It's about as fair as you could ever get when you're
Sure.
cooking food and all. But
I bet. Yeah. So then we're gonna put some rub on this now. And which one is for the burnt ends now?
this one down here is for burnt ends.
That's for the burnt ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just cooks up perfect for that.
Okay. And then what are we making with this?
This will be for beef dinners.
That's for beef dinners.
Yep. We slice that a little thicker,
Okay.
and it's got just enough fat in there to keep it
Sure.
good and moist.
Okay. Oh, all right. That is just the smell. I mean, you can't smell it from out there, but it smells so good. This rub is just amazing. So,
We do all this like we would for competition, because it's once you've had the best, you just don't want to have anything less.
Of
So I
course.
treat it all the way I would if I was competing.
right, just
And-
with a little bit more time.
Right.
A little bit more.
Yeah, it doesn't
TLC.
take much more time, and
Yeah.
it's just so worth it.
Yeah, I betcha. Okay. So what all comes with? I mean, you have a variety of different sides that you can have. What all
Yep.
comes with some of that?
Potato salad, we make all of them from scratch. Potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, broccoli raisin salad.
Okay.
I'm going
So
to
we're
put
gonna-
together a sandwich here.
Ooh, yeah. Sandwiches. And you just use. Looks like you're using like Texas toast.
Texas toast, yep.
Okay. All right.
And this is the beef
Okay.
after we've been smoked and sliced.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's just how you cook it then. I mean, there's no further cooking process after the
Nope,
smoking.
you smoke it, pull it out, let it cool a little bit, slice her up,
Yeah.
and it just falls apart. I mean,
You know, we talked a little
tender,
bit.
juicy.
We talked a little bit before the show about how there's people who are kind of smoking their own meats at home. Like you can buy these little smoke houses.
Right.
Is there any recommendation? Because there's a certain kind of wood that you want to buy, like wood chips that you want to buy to smoke. I mean, what? Can
Well, I
give
use a
anybody-
variation. I use like pecan for the ribs,
Okay.
oak for the beef,
Okay.
pork, apple on our prime rib, apple on our bacon.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All that stuff makes a difference. That's just so amazing to me.
Most of our sandwiches come with kettle chips
Okay.
and a pickle.
All right.
You can upgrade to any of our homemade sides.
Very cool.
And there's a delicious beef sandwich.
There it is, right there. Well, as soon as we go to commercial break, I'm going to be chowing down on this. So if you would like to chow down on something just as good, come on up to Blown Smoke Barbecue here in Waunakee. Hey, thanks for having us today,
Thank
Robert.
you.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.
Don't go away. There's more restaurant show coming up right after the break, so stick around. Up next on the restaurant show, Bavarian pretzels with Freiburg Gastropub. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. With me now is John Connolly, who is the manager and executive chef over at Freiburg Gastropub. How are you, John?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good, very good. Good to have you with us. First time on the Restaurant Show. How's it feel?
It feels different.
It feels different. All right. Well, we'll try to make it as smooth as possible. We're talking pretzels today, specifically Bavarian pretzels. And you're going to show us a demonstration, it sounds like.
I am.
So why don't we get started with that? What
All
are
right.
the first steps?
First thing we have is our water, which is typically between 100 and 110 degrees, 107 degrees tends to be optimum.
Okay.
You add in your yeast,
Okay.
salt, sugar,
All right.
mix that up, get it good and dissolved.
Okay.
You add in a third of the flour.
Okay. You're adding it
And,
in little by little, it sounds like.
yep, and then our butter.
Look at all that butter.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Butter is beautiful.
Butter is awesome when it comes to making pretzels.
So how long have you been serving Bavarian pretzels?
Actually, we at the restaurant have been serving pretzels since the day they opened.
Really?
Yeah, we used to get them made outhouse, but now we do them in-house.
Okay. It's coming together. And then why did you switch to making them in-house? Was that affected change your sales at all?
Actually, it hasn't. I think it's actually increased our sales.
Okay.
It's actually a twofold reason. One was being able to get the supply we needed and the quantities we needed.
Sure.
The other, obviously, is cost. I can make them cheaper
Oh, well, that's good.
and faster. So
That's good. You can make it from scratch cheaper. Why not? So you're trying to get all of the lumps out of there, I'm assuming. Is that
correct,
kind of the
and
goal?
get it to start bubbling. Then you add the rest of
alright.
your flour.
Got it.
So you divide it by 2/3 to 1/3. You start with 1/3, and then you
Okay.
2/3 at the end.
Okay.
Sometimes it winds up being a little bit runny, which is why we have the extra flour to work it in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. You brought backup flour.
Exactly.
Good. That's good. So you've been at Freiburg since October, you had said.
Correct.
And are you enjoying it?
I am.
All right.
I love the job.
All right. Bringing some new things to the menu and whatnot?
We are. I got a great team. We discuss a lot of things, come up with a lot of new ideas, new promotions, new menu items.
Excellent. Excellent. That's really starting to come together. I like that.
Yes, it is.
So then I'm assuming you just kind of roll it out then and tie it together basically.
Pretty much.
All right.
And actually, it doesn't even take a tie. It's more or less you just fold it together and it sticks.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. You also brought, and obviously this is what the finished product looks like right here. You garnish it up with a little bit of cucumber, it looks like. Mm-hmm. And then you've got some mustard and some beer cheese spread.
Correct.
Now, you guys make this beer cheese spread.
We do.
And what inspired this beer cheese spread?
Well, when we were coming up with the new pretzels that we were going to do, we have an Obatza beer cheese spread that we serve with it. And, it's made with brie and
Okay.
cream cheese.
Okay.
And it's not everybody's favorite, but I mean, who doesn't like a pretzel with cheese sauce?
Of course.
And one of the other managers was like, why don't we do a beer cheese sauce? And I was like, well, why don't we do a beer cheese spread? And so hence came the idea for the beer cheese spread, and I developed the recipe for it, and now we have
They
it.
say is history.
Exactly.
So, so this is pretty popular. Do you have other flavors, or is this the only type of cheese
It's
spread you have?
just that one.
Okay.
It's made with cheddar cheese, Gruyere, and
Sure.
Kronbacher dark beer.
Okay. And it's pretty popular, I
It
understand.
absolutely is. It probably doubles the amount of cheese spread that we put on there over the Obatza.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 to 1.
So we just have a couple minutes left, and I want to have you keep working here, but I also want to ask about some of the promotions that you have for upcoming brunches on Saturdays and Sundays. Tell us about those.
Well, starting this coming Saturday, we are going to launch our Bloody Mary bar.
Okay.
And it's $9. That covers the cost of the bar. It's self-serve, make your own Bloody Marys any way you want. We've got 16 different garnishes and ingredients going out there.
You too can be a bartender.
That's absolutely right. So many people like their Bloody Marys so many different ways. We figured,
yeah.
why not do this? It's a neat draw. It's taken off in New York and LA, so we figured we might as well try it as well.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That'll be good. And then Easter dinner. You might be watching this show after, but hopefully before Easter. You've got some Easter dinner specials coming up. What are they?
We do. What we have is we have a ham or turkey dinner.
Okay.
And you're not, you know, if you've got 5 or 6 people and one wants ham and the rest want turkey, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
But we're serving it family style,
Oh,
all
okay.
you can eat.
Oh, wow.
And it's $16 per person.
16, that's pretty good. $16 per person. All right, very cool. All right, so we've got the dough rolled out here and we're ready to start making the pretzel. And you put some baking soda into the boiling water that's over there? So.
Correct.
Oh, that is really easy to make.
It just helps set it up.
Okay.
Once you got it made, just pick it up,
Yeah.
drop it in your water,
Okay.
let it cook for 25 seconds on one side, flip it over 20 on the other,
Wow,
and then
okay.
you're done and it's ready to go on a tray, butter, salt, into the oven at 450 degrees for 8 minutes and it's done.
What is the pre-boiling supposed to do for it?
It's actually like a bagel, it cooks it from the inside.
Oh, got it. Okay.
It also gives it that the crack and stuff on the outside, which is
Sure.
typical of a Bavarian pretzel.
So basically all you're doing is just kind of browning it on the outside when you put it in the oven.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, do you mind if I try a piece here?
Absolutely, knock
All
yourself
right,
out.
Bavarian pretzel. And should I do the beer cheese spread and the mustard, or just one or the other? What do people
I
typically
like
do?
them both.
You like them both. All right. Well, we're going to take a little bit of the cheese spread here. Take a little bit of the mustard. Put that on there. Perfect. That is perfect. That beer cheese spread is amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. If you have not been down to Freiburg Gastropub, you're missing out. Come down, go down there, see this guy, John Connolly, he'll take care of you. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. This is
That's
really good.
quite all right.
Thanks for coming on the show today.
You're welcome.
And don't go away, there's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break. Thanks so much for joining me here today on the Restaurant Show. I hope that when you're out and about looking for a place to eat or at the local grocery store, you consider any one of these fantastic locally owned businesses. That's all the time we have for today on the Restaurant Show. This is Justin Riley reminding you that life is too short to eat average.